There's a convent. Do you see this convent?
Yeah.
This is where they had no flowers yesterday.
I got flowers in the rock in there. Did you?
Yeah. This is the convent now.
Yeah,
This is the new convent they built.
St.
All the
Anthony's
grounds.
Convent.
Ooh. So they got no flowers, look. Oh.
Bring this way, look. Around the side of it, look. Around the back. Can you get the side of it?
This is the new convent.
There's the
It's
old
right
look,
next to
look.
the Madeleine Laundry.
Here, look.
And basically they built this new building here. The nuns have actually moved out of the Madeleine Laundry into this brand new building. As you can see, it's been built on the land. Yeah. And then if you can see down here, they've got a lovely entrance. It's just really nice. And then you go on here, there is the Madeleine Laundry right next to it. It's massive. There's the side. They've got cameras everywhere, but never mind. This is where my mom spent 27 years of her life. Generally, this is the side. This is the convent here. That's the convent. That's the past side of the laundry. Now I'm going to come to the front entrance. As you can see, there used to be a church here. That church is no longer here. Generally, this is the convent. It is massive, massive whatsoever. So let me go and tell you the history. This is where my mother spent 27 years of her life. She worked. Sadly, she died here. She's in a mass grave at St. Finbarr Cemetery. When my mother was here, my sister was going to the school over here. So this is the laundry. Yeah. So you just walk over here and you've got the primary school and the secondary school. My adopted sister went to school here, just right next to the convent. And then generally, she used to leave the school and all her classmates and my adopted sister. Do you see where the school is? There, you can see it. There it is. And then you go here, there's the convent, look. And my adopted sister used to go in there and sing for the women in the Madeleine Laundries, not knowing her mother was in there. This is the little room. This is the front door to the Madeleine Laundry. I'm going to show you, please be patient. This is the big door that I stood as a 7-year-old child, a scared 7-year-old child, petrified. This is the room that I used to go to. Behind that window is where I sat with my mother around a table. My mother was mute. I was being kicked under the table. This is the Madeleine Laundry, St. Finbarr Cemetery, County Cork. Sad, sad, sad history. There we are. You can see massive grounds, massive whatsoever. I used to walk up here. I was scared, 7 years of age, scared. I was scared of what was going to happen to me after the visit. There we are. I used to come here. My sister that was adopted, I was 7. She was here at the secondary school. Look, it says it, right next to the laundry. Her mother was there. How cruel were these nuns? How cruel was the system? How cruel. How cruel. I used to leave the home. Never ever, I must never ever tell a child I have a mother. It was a secret. I was leaving the home for the day, coming up to the Madeleine Laundry. This is it. With the matron. The matron's in America. I've tried to get her back. Nobody wants to hear me. Nobody wants to listen. This is the statue. This is the door. There's the door. The statue's looking at the door. I'm 7 years of age, and this person's got their hand out. Their hand out. I was being beaten senseless. I was being tortured inside that laundry. Tortured when I went back to the industrial school. Tortured is the word. Now I'm walking down out of the laundry. Big. It's big. I'm 7 years old. I'm walking. I'm going to the steps. The steps that I walked up and down with the matron. Look. Look. This is unreal. Still the same. Still the same. Look at the low wall. It's low. Look, it's very low. It's very low. I used to like coming up these steps because just here there was a load of flowers. There's no flowers now. They're all gone. So you can imagine. You can imagine. It is dreadful. Now I'm walking down the steps I walked as a 7-year-old child. Walking down, waiting to get back to the children's home. Waiting to go outside the big gates. Waiting to be punched. Waiting to be slapped. The fear was building up inside me. These are the steps. My little legs. There we are. All these steps. I remember them. Counted every one of them. Counted every one of them. Couldn't wait. Could not wait to get out of the Madeline laundry. There we are. As I walked out the steps, I knew we need to get outside this gate. We need to get outside the gate because the torture was going to start. The matron was being nice in front of the nuns. They were watching. She kicked me under the table in the laundry. This is the Madeline laundry wall. Have a look. This is the wall. I'm going to show you the drop when I get outside. I'm going to turn around now. I'm going to show you the laundry from the wall. You look up. There we are. St. Vincent's Convent, where my mother spent 27 years. Over there is the school. And over there is the new convent. I've just shown you it. You can't see it anymore. But generally, I'm going to turn around now. And here we are, the view of London. The view of Cork. Yeah, yeah. So now, do you see the gates? This is the walk down to the gates. I'm walking down. Here we are. There's big metal gates down there with the Sisters of Charity written on those gates. There is a lodge. Yeah? So here we are. We're walking. We're walking. We're walking. We're walking. It's a long, long walk. And it's even longer when you're 7 years of age. And you're leaving this place and you're fearing for your life. You're fearing going back to the children's home. You're fearing being stripped naked and beaten, all because you came from a Madeline woman. You're fearing because you never spoke to your mother in the laundry. You're fearing, you're going to go get the number 2 bus. You're fearing. And then these gates are allowed open now. They were shut. They were closed shut. They were closed shut. I'm going to show you that small wall in a minute from the outside. These women had no escape. This is the wall. Lower down. That's how high the wall is. Now the wall I showed you further up was small. That's the wall that you will see on the other side. So now we're walking down. And there we are, the lodge where the caretaker stayed. Yeah, here we are. We've got a lodge there. You're monitored. The gates were opened by the caretaker. Look, they're left open now. Look at them. Ugly, ugly gates. Ugly, ugly gates. Look, have a look. Have a look. And here we go. The famous Sisters of Charity, the convent. Look. Look at the blue. Look, they were meant to protect my mother. Look. She's in a mass grave. Is that protection? Look at the evil. It's up on the gate. It is on the gate. Cemented onto the gate. And now I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you The Lord walk up to the laundry. Horrendous. Horrendous. There's your gate, either side. I'm leaving the gate now and I'm coming straight down here to have a look from the road. And up here it says Sisters of Charity, St. Vincent's Convent. I watched those words, I read those words. Charity. My mother was in there. I hated charity. It meant that you were beaten. I hated that word, charity. Look at the post. Look at the wall. Now, remember, these gates would be closed. You're 7 years of age. You're coming up here. You're being beaten over a woman. Look at these gates. Massive gates. Massive gates. And then you've got a wall there. And then you've got a big gate again. And now I'm going to show you this little wall from the convent. I'm going to go across the road and you will see it for yourself. The Magdalene Laundry in Cork. That dreadful Magdalene Laundry that abused women and allowed an innocent child to go in there and to witness poor women that were downtrodden. This is the wall. There was no escape for the women. They were stuck walking up on the street level. There we are. That's the little wall you saw earlier. It's big, isn't it? That little wall, a woman would stand on that wall and drop over. Look, it goes right down. The wall of evil. The wall of evil. There we are. We're crossing the road again. I'm going to show you now the wall of evil. And there we are with the big gate and the convent. There we are. Here we are. Here we are. Your life, you were finished. You went in here, you never came out. Look, at one gate is locked, but these gates are open because they become more friendly, I believe. Look how high up the pillows are. Have a look. You have no way out. As a child, this had always building. This woman, you were being abused over. Wicked. Wicked, look. Look. Never stops. The other side of the building. The high wall. The high wall. And then you've got the houses on the side. There's the high wall. Evil. Then you would finish going to the Magdalene Laundry. And then I would head down the road, waiting to be abused. Do you see it? Then we would head down here and I would be taken to this church. I would have to pray in there for my mother. And I was being punched and kicked in that church. And then I would go back to the home in Cove and be abused. All over a woman. That's it. Evil. No words. I may not be listened to. I may not have had an apology. But I do have the memory. And I have this recorded. And that's all I care. Thank you. Bye.